We're doing a documentary here on the Jamison family and the Crosby family, Bryant family. Talking about the old people, young people lives and things that they remember about down here, being down in the South. We're right now here on Matty Jamison farm here. This is a cornfield. He used to grow the corn in. He used to have pigs here. We feed them right out here. Gonna zoom a little over on this side, and this way he used to keep the horses. In the shed here. Come on over here. There's Wayne Jamison in there. One of the grandchildren, Manny Jamison. Little tool shed there. He used to keep his tools and stuff to fix the horses and the animals, and chopping the trees and everything else. Let's take another look around this place. We're gonna visit many people, talk about many stories, little things that happen in their lives. Little scenery we're gonna put in this. And we hope you enjoy this documentary. That's the house there. Backside, there used to be a porch going on right around here. See my fingers pointing? It used to be connecting right here. There used to be the sleeping quarters back here. But because of a hurricane or a tornado, some storm destroyed half of this part of the house, and they showed the house up. That was many moons ago. We'll be back.
Oh, this is Wayne Jamison approaching one of Granddaddy's old vehicles. I don't know what kind this is, but we can find out. This is an Oldsmobile. And yet another one right here. That's the one he usually ride around in. Chevrolet. The T fell off down the road somewhere. There's a couple of barns. Used to keep tools in. There's an old van. That's a 1978 Chevy van. Belongs to Manny Jamison Jr. It got into an accident. It's a long story, but it's doing okay. Here's this little tire shed where he kept his tires and things. He used to keep hay in this barn for the cows that he had at one time. He used to keep this side there for goats. Here's a fence here. Look like we may have an animal there. Here's some hay. Some chickens. We got a little cow here. Okay. That's what all that hay is for. I hope he don't kick me. Matter of fact, I hope I don't step in anything either. One time, Granddaddy had a bunch of cows. I guess that's where their little trough is. Drink their little water. And then we have a big open field out here. The cars run around right alongside the road. And we'll pause and take a look at something else. The field where Granddaddy and Grandmama used to plant food, little cabbage and things, collard greens. And they have a tractor. They used to plow the fields with. And we should be ready to start interviewing in a second. We're interviewing Grandma Clara Jamison. Hi, Grandma.
Hi.
we got a bunch of questions here that we like to ask you. We'll start out with when and where were you born at?
In Carlton County. You want my birthday?
Yeah.
I was born in 1922, January the 2nd.
January the 2nd.
Not January, February the 2nd, 1922.
February the 2nd. And you was born at Carlton Hospital?
In Carlton County, no.
Oh, Carlton County. Where is it, in the house or in the...
In the house.
In the house. Okay. And could you just tell us a little bit about Granddaddy Manny Jamison? Could you describe him to everybody who didn't know him?
Well, he was my husband, and we was married for 54 years and 8 months. And he was a farmer, and we raised 6 children. And I lived to see them all grown, and the majority of them have grandchildren.
Okay. Good. Anything else that you'd like to say about him?
Well, he was a hard worker, and all he ever done was do farm work.
Okay.
He was raised on the farm.
Okay. All right. And could you tell me what was one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you in your life?
I can't come up with that right now.
Okay. Okay, we'll come back to that question. Eh? What was one of the most scariest or frightening thing that happened to you in your entire life that you could remember?
When Audrey got married, I guess.
Audrey got married. Now I heard stories about that. Could you tell us all what happened with that?
Well, Granddaddy always said none of his children would never run away from home. He would always. They couldn't do that beforehand, and after all,
okay.
Audrey run away, and he was right in the house. And he didn't even know when she left out.
He didn't know when she left, huh? I guess he was pretty mad about that when he found out.
He was. He was real disappointed. But the most funny thing about it, though, he didn't. It proved out to him that he didn't. It didn't come out like he wanted it to be, because he always said that none of his children would never run away from home.
Okay. Well, it was pretty scary around that time because he was upset.
Yeah, because he was real upset.
No, everybody was on edge and all.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to get over that?
Oh, he's going on, talking about it for the longest, about a year. She stayed away for a year, come back.
Okay, where did she go?
New York.
Okay, and what year was this? Or how old was she?
She was 21, I think.
Okay, so she was old enough to make a couple of decisions of her own, huh?
Yeah.
It's just daddy wasn't ready to let go yet, huh?
No.
What?
And, she was away for a year, and she come back home, and he accepted her.
Okay.
Come in.
How was his reaction when he first saw her and her husband?
No. He acted all right.
Okay.
Yeah, he was acting all right.
Well,
But they wouldn't bring the suitcases in and nothing till
so they knew it was
find
okay.
out whether they could come in. So he come in, and the funniest part about it, though, when she left, he was washing his feet, but and when he come back, he was taking a bath in the water.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody know on Audrey, she turned out to be all right. So,
Talking about the best of all.
yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, let's talk about your childhood days. Tell us something about your childhood days that you like to share with us.
Well, all I know was work. I was
Working in.
since I was about 10 years old. Worked in the field, and I would wash from our family. Wash. Mama would take in washing. I would do the most of that, and then my uncle Joe's wife passed away, and then he would bring his clothes up for me to wash them too. So I did all of that
Okay.
for about, let's see, I don't know quite how long it was from that time up until he remarried me.
Okay. Oh, that's all right. Well, so you did a lot of working and no play, huh?
No play.
Didn't have time for it.
Didn't have time.
What about racism? Have you seen something like that? Like Ku Klux Klansmen or anything? Segregation? Did you have to experience that? A lot of us, I know myself, didn't go through that too much. Didn't see a lot of that. So, how about yourself?
Well, there's anything. I know about it is when the white and the black went together. But now I don't remember the year.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen any marching before?
No.
Okay. Okay. And what was your parents' name? Speaking of your parents, your mother and father, brothers and sisters, if you had any, could you tell us all their names?
My father?
Yeah, and
His name was, my father's name, Howsey Fennell.
Could you tell us about him?
Well, he was a nice father to us. And all I ever know about him, he was a hard-working man.
Okay. What about your mother? What was her name?
Well, my mother, I guess she was a hard worker too, but she wasn't with us too long because I was about 16 and she passed on.
Oh. Okay. And what was her name?
Selena.
Selena.
Jones Fennell.
Okay. And do you have any brothers and sisters?
Well,
do you have any brothers and sisters?
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Okay. And their names?
William Howsey Fennell.
Okay.
And the other name, Herbert Lee.
Okay. And those are your two brothers. And what about sisters?
I could go down the line. Dorothy Mills, Dorothy Fennell Mills, and Sadie Fennell Joyner, and Lucille Fennell Parker, and Valerie Fennell, Selena Fennell Jones.
Okay.
Parker.
Okay. Okay. Was there anything in your lifetime that happened to you that you regret?
Well, one thing I had to stop going to school on account I got crippling my feet, and I couldn't. We had to walk back in New Jersey. We had no transportation.
Okay.
I didn't. I couldn't pull out. Didn't walk down to the school. We just went about 3 or 4 miles.
Wow. So there was no bus or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I know that had to be tough. Okay. And what was the best thing that ever happened to you that you can think of? Or one of the best things?
Well, the best thing I can really think of is the Lord let me live to see all of my children get grown, and they all married out, and they all have their own families.
Well, that's good. Are you pretty much proud of your children? Are you proud of your children, pretty much?
Very much.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, last but not least, what would you like to say to everyone, to your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren who may never ever get to meet you? Would you like to say anything about yourself to let them know anything you like to say that they can remember you by?
Like your grandchildren.
Right.
Well,
how would you like for them to know you?
I'd like for them all to know that he had a grandmother who was very loving and true to all of them. Didn't have no peace.
Amen.
I love them all. grands and the great.
That's good.
And then I always tried to share whatever I had much enough. Share it all. And I tried to live a good life. Yeah, I don't really know if any of them ever seen me drunk or drinking and saying bad words before them.
Okay. Well, that's good. Good. Well, we'll pause right now, and I thank you for your time, Grandma.
Yeah, and Grandma lived to see her 74th birthday, going on 75.
Well, that's all right. 75 years. That's good. Well, okay, Grandma. Well, thanks for your time.
Oh, you always will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aunt Lux, how you doing?
Oh, fine.
Good, good. I'm doing a little documentary. Just wanted to ask you a few questions. Okay. First, I'd like to start off with when, what year, and where were you born?
I was born in 39.
In 1939?
Austin, South Carolina.
Arlington, South Carolina. Okay. Where at?
Oh, I know in Austin, South Carolina.
Okay. Was it in the hospital or in the home?
In the home.
Okay. Okay. Could you describe your husband name? I mean, tell us his name and then describe him to us.
My husband's name was John Crosby from Marlin, South Carolina.
Okay. And could you describe him to us? I don't think I was too little to remember him.
You're tall. And he was okay.
Okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he was okay.
Well, all right. We'll move on to the next question. In your lifetime, what was one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you that you can remember?
Too really funny.
I know you guys were telling me about one time. I don't want to answer for you, but I know when Uncle Babe, they said he cut his eyebrows off one time, but I know that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay.
And she went up. What do you mean, funniest thing ever happened in life in my childhood?
Well, just yeah.
My childhood?
Yeah.
Trying to think now. Oh, some things are really funny. We had fun in childhood days, just beating around each other. We were there for each other. Things were really funny at times.
Okay.
We could always sit down in the night and talk about things what we would hope the things would be in life. And me and Audrey and Manny. And we always told one another, something about one another, we'd be there for each other.
And have you guys been living up to that?
Most of it.
That's good. Anything else?
Yeah, we're not, back to this, back to the handicap school, and that was one of the important things in my life.
Okay.
I went to the handicap school and I met a lot of, friends and things were really different in my life than it was, just sitting around the house. Although it was important sitting around with mom, but, and after, when I went to school, things changed.
Okay. You miss that?
Huh?
Do you miss that?
What, school?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Very much.
Okay. Miss a lot of your friends there?
But then the school had to come to an end because some of the high officials did, and we didn't have no more school. But I really miss it.
Okay. Okay. Well, could you tell everybody what was one of the most frightening things that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
This thing I have in football playing, you know. And in my lifetime, like when it happened, I had a real bad fall and things like that. That's real frightening.
When did that happen?
When did that happen?
Right.
All along. And they have a real bad fall. I have falls all the time, but when you have real bad falls, that's when it's real frightening because you don't really know how it's going to end.
Right. I guess that would be scary.
I had a real bad fall in 65. I had to go to the hospital.
Really? What happened? What did you hurt?
I fell and hit my head on the back rock, hit my head on the stove, and I fell on the tub and ended up and couldn't straighten it out.
Okay.
That was real bad.
Okay, on Lux, what was your mother's name and your father's name?
Father's name Manny Jamison, and my mother was named Clara Fennell before marriage.
And could you describe both of them to us?
My father was, he was both of them was great. You know, they taught us the best they know how good they taught us to the best of their knowledge that they knew how.
Okay.
And the most of all, he learned if anything was about work, he learned how to work. He taught you the things that you didn't. All of them wasn't able to work as much as some of the rest, but he taught you what he thought you should know about work.
Okay.
Mother, she taught you what was in the house to do. You know, like home, like in the home. Mother taught us about home. She taught us about life. She taught us about how to treat people, how to take care, how to help. You know, how you take care of each other. And she taught us also about how to care for one another. Okay.
They used to tell me that Granddaddy used to work his children pretty hard from sun up to sundown.
Now, so if you didn't anything about work, he taught you how to work.
Yep. So they can't say they don't know that, huh?
That's right.
Okay. Now, was the boys allowed in the kitchen to do kitchen work?
Do kitchen work?
Yeah, like wash dishes and.
Yeah, man. Jerome used to wash dishes every time he used to go someplace. He didn't go to all, but when you went, he would take care of do all the dishes. Get back the dishes, whole house to clean up. Dishes being cleaned up. I been got wood and some non-clean yards and everything.
Okay. Well, let me ask you another question. Is there anything that happened to you that you regret in life?
Yeah, something.
Like what?
Well, you wasn't able, but then when you I think they've been young, some things be done, others be doing different things that you like to do. You don't be careful of doing it, they don't want you out of the house and things like that. You know how your father is.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't get a chance to do everything that you wanted to do?
No. I ain't get to do nothing. That's what I'm doing now, sit my house.
Okay. Well, what was one of the best things that ever happened to you?
And I ran away from home.
Really? What year was that?
7.
Okay. 1970. And how long did you stay away?
I went in 7 in February. No, March. Then March I come back in February. And I went in 7 in March and I came back in 7 in November. I stayed home another whole year. And then I went to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida.
72, 73.
Okay.
I was down there to 1989. Off and on. Now I came back and I've been home ever since.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you would like to tell your grandchildren who may never ever meet you, or other people's, your cousins, your great cousins that will probably never meet you? Is there anything that you like to say to them, or advice that you like to give them in life?
Yeah, one thing. Take care of themselves. No, look found for the future. And take care of themselves. Do unto others as you would have others to do unto you.
Okay.
And help all the handicapped, the handicapped and all the old ones. All the old ones and all the handicapped.
Okay.
At least help the others to help themselves.
Okay. Some pretty good advice.
I might don't sound good, but I did the best I could.
Well, okay, Lux. Well, thank you for your time. Didn't mean to keep you too long.
You keep me going. You don't mind.
Okay.
And they don't sound probably good as grandma. Yeah, but
Well, everything's from the heart, you know. Okay, well, thanks a lot. Okay, bye.
It's quick.
Huh? Okay.
We gone.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to make a tape of it all. Let me try to grab Uncle Room real quick. Let's see. Take it. Uncle Room. Let me interview you real quick. Can I interview you real quick? I'm gonna ask you a question. A bunch of questions. Okay. Wanna do what you eat? I'm about to ask you a bunch of questions about your lifehood, childhood, and stuff like that. I'm making a documentary of the family. I did grandma and Aunt Lux.
Yeah.
Okay. All you gotta do is answer questions. All right. I'll wait till you're ready.
Huh?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Uncle Room. I think we were recording anyway, but I like to ask you a few questions. Like what year were you born?
46. 1946.
Okay, and where were you born at?
Collins County.
In the hospital?
Collins County.
Okay. What's your wife's name?
11.
Could you describe her to everybody who don't know her?
300 pounds. About 5'6".
About 5'6"? Okay. She's pretty nice, I know.
Some done, sometimes eat.
It's pretty nice to me, I know that. Could you tell me one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you in your life? You can't?
Had all kinds of things happen to me.
Just tell me one.
You want to sit right here? You want to
Kids running around.
What's so funny about that?
I was good looking one time.
Really?
Yeah, the boy come took her when I was rushing.
Oh, really? Well, I I know you pretty mad, huh?
No, I went around the road and found another.
Oh, okay, you ain't let that stop you, huh?
One more king can stop much, it might slow it down a little bit.
What was the most scariest thing that ever happened to you?
I don't know about that now.
Nothing never scared you or came
Well, I
close to
think
it?
so, ain't more.
Well, tell me one.
I almost backed off a house one time and scared me pretty good.
Well, how you do that? Or just walking backwards?
No, kneeling down, getting something, kept backing up.
Off where you was on the porch?
Top of a house.
On top? Oh, okay. I'd have been a long fall, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Whose house were you working on?
Aunt.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, could you just tell me a little bit about your childhood days?
Shit, y'all around them childhood days.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What about working?
I worked the heap of days, night too.
Okay.
Just this, y'all around.
Still fine time, huh? That's all right. Well, what was your father's name and your mother's name?
Nanny Jim, Daddy, Mom named Fire Jim.
Could you describe them to us?
Daddy weighed about 180 pounds. About 6 foot. Mom weighed about 300 pounds, about 6 foot.
And how were they as a person?
Good sometimes, bad sometimes.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
What about your father?
He's bad pretty much all the time.
How?
He do things.
Like what?
The picture fellow was nothing. You ain't never had that happen to you.
What was that?
Picture fit about every little thing.
I guess everything would be for the good, the good for you. What you think?
No, some of it was, much of it wasn't. It was food. No, I'm telling the truth.
That's what we want. You know, that's your opinion. Now, what about your mom?
He's alright.
She's a sweet lady. Okay, let me ask you another question. Is there anything that ever happened to you in your life that you regret?
Yeah.
And that is?
He tried to get me another one. But he asked me and I told him the truth.
Well, I'll leave it at that. I won't go into detail on that, but okay. Well, what was one of the best things that ever happened to you in life?
I don't know what the best thing is now.
You had to have some good times.
Well, I had a good time out in party now and then.
Okay. What was one of the best things that happened to you?
Afraid to say, I had some money come to me one time.
Money?
Women come to me sometime.
Okay.
Some of them hope me, some of them wanted to pull me down.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull me down, I had to leave them alone. I told them I could do bad by myself. I need nobody help me do bad, I need somebody that can do better.
Okay, and the last question, for your grandchildren or great cousins or the future or the generation that's yet to come, what would you like to say to them? What advice would you like to give to them to remember you by?
All of them be good. You don't get in no trouble if they can help you.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your time, Uncle Room. All right. It's a documentary of the Jamison's family and the Bryant family, but I'd like to ask you a few questions. Starting out with, what year were you born?
47.
And where were you born at?
College County.
Were you born in the hospital or in the home?
Home.
In the home. Okay. Let me ask you another question. What was the most funniest thing that ever happened to you?
So
hard to say. We've done a lot of things happen.
Really? Tell me one that's funny. That was funny to you.
I'll be afraid to say.
Okay. Well, let me ask you the second question. What was the most scariest or frighteningest thing that happened to you? Huh?
I'm afraid to say them that way.
You afraid to say on that one too? Okay. All right. Tell me one thing that you remember about your childhood days.
I was born black. And poor.
And poor?
Yeah, poor and black.
What were you? Did you have to work most of your childhood days or what?
Every day, almost.
Really? Okay. And your father's name was what?
Manny, Jimmy.
Could you tell us about him? In your own words?
He was a farmer.
Okay.
Good dad and all that.
Okay. Anything else that you like to say about him?
No, he was always nice to me, but he was mean, but he meant what he said.
Okay, and your mother's name?
Flower, Jamison.
And could you tell us about her?
He was always nice.
Okay. Anything else?
She was always there when you needed her.
Okay. Now, out of your whole entire life, how old are you now?
48.
Out of your 48 years, is there anything that you've done that you regret?
Not as I can recall, Wayne.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, what was one of the best things that ever happened to you that you can remember?
One of the best things.
Mm-hmm. One of the best things that ever happened to
I
you.
lived to get 48, that was nice.
Okay, you're just glad to be living, huh? Okay, last and final question. What would you like to tell all the grandchildren who don't know you, and all the cousins who don't know you? What advice you would like to give to them or say to them?
I try to tell them to stay in school, stay off the drugs, and don't mess with them winos and potheads in the street out there.
Okay, that's
Try to make a life of their own.
all right. I know it's hard nowadays. We growing up in a different generation than what you grew up in.
Time now ain't like what we was growing up.
How was it? How was it when you was growing up?
It was rough and tough when we was coming up. You had to get out there and get it to survive. That's what my dad done.
What about school? How was that like?
We went to school. Yeah. It was okay, but we still had to do chores before you went to school, and chores after you come in from school, with pick cotton and all them kind of things.
Really?
It wasn't easy, I can tell you that.
Really? So you earned your keep, huh?
Yeah, we sure did. Twice.
Okay. What about have you ever seen any I know like back in the days they used to drink out of different water fountains and different bathrooms. Did you experience any of that?
Yeah, we had an old bathroom back there, old shack back there, and had to draw the water out the well and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
I said, well, if I ever made a man, I was going to change some of that. When I went to work, the first thing I done was bought a water pump put back there.
Okay. Now your profession, you're a carpenter, right?
Yeah.
And a licensed electrician, right?
Right.
Okay, so you build houses and things like that. Okay. Any so you made use of that skill and that's your trade. Anything that you like to say to anybody else about making it in that profession?
Well, it's sort of like anything else. You make best of it, you make worst of it. You got to be good at what you're doing.
Okay.
You maintain what you do.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. You know how the young couples together getting married early and maybe having kids early and stuff like that. Any advice to them?
Yeah, I would say hold off on the kid to get self-established before you go jumping head over heels at anything. And when you don't have a place to stay, you don't have a sufficient car to get to work and back, you go piling kids on top of them, you won't never get nowhere.
Okay. What about some advice for a young fella like myself who got to go down that road to get married? Any advice?
You've got just about old enough now to know what you want to do, I think.
Okay, time to...
But,
Okay.
I guess you old enough and should have self-established to know what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, Uncle Babe, I thank you for your time, and you'll be part of this documentation. Okay. Bye.
It's the wood pile waiting to be on. Dad put there where you have to cook wood, get wood in there evening.
Okay.
And this young well, we're going to be at all the water out of it.
Where at?
Right here. Yeah.
Now, how did you do that?
We had a thing on top of it.
Uh-huh.
Pull it over, let the bucket down and get water.
Uh-huh.
Bring it up and have a trough, set a porch, go in lots and mules.
Where's the lot?
Cross over the fence over there.
Okay.
And we had to take a 5-gallon bucket, tote it from here out on to water the hog every morning, every evening.
Where was the hogs located?
That's on by the road.
Okay. Let me see if I can see that.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Maybe he had a hog back here.
Okay.
Come on over here and show the thing where you used to butcher dogs at.
All right.
Pardon? That place back there used to be swinging back there in town, the butcher boy. You can't kill the hogs, hang them up on this thing.
Okay.
Up that wash pots over there. All tables all around, on the barbie the whole day long.
Where's the wash pot?
Wash pots over in the smokehouse. I just put them in the transfer and keep somebody taking them.
In that house over there?
Yeah. That's where you used to keep the meat at over there.
Could we go in there and look at it?
I guess so. Get down, Rambo. Y'all boys are going to stick your finger in the dog, get Josh. Chicken house, see the chicken house?
You have any more chicken?
Yeah, chicken in there.
Inside there now?
Yeah. Rambo, sit down. Tim? Is it chicken?
Okay. This the smokehouse?
Rambo! Josh! Come on.
Okay, Uncle Bay. Ain't no snakes in there, is there?
I don't know. I don't think it should be. Got the wash pots, you know.
This. Oh, okay.
We used to have to hang the meat all across them things in there. And get out over there in the yard and wash it.
Yeah, all kind of old stuff here, huh?
Yeah. Josh, don't do that.
Got a little chicken. Skin and chicken.
Hold the door, Josh. Hold the door, Josh. Got it? Wayne,
Yeah.
see this thing right here was on. You know, my brother, the one that couldn't walk.
Uh-huh.
Daddy built this thing here for like a walker. It used to be on wheels. Daddy,
Granddaddy built that for him?
yeah, Daddy built that for him to walk in.
Okay.
He used to sit down right there, put his legs through there, put his legs through there, sit down right there.
Uh-huh.
He could walk in that thing.
Oh, okay.
A whole bunch of goodies. See this thing right there is old ice cream counter to make ice cream. Right there. You got it?
Yeah.
And that box shows where we salt the meat down and put it in that box.
What box is that?
That box right there. Daddy built that box.
Okay.
And he built these things here. Squeeze your cracklings with.
Let me see something to squeeze your cracklings with.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Something on hand to grease out the cracklings with that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about it for in here.
Okay.
Boys don't bother chicken, John. That just be no music right here. We start get the mule up and go to the field with them. All that type of stuff. Man. Dad used to wake us up 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the back of the barn. He'd back out the barn and bring foot in the house. Covered up. And man, we had from the back field, cotton field, all kinds of stuff. Let's see if I can get in here, you know, let's do what's going there now. We used to have a lot of mule gas hanging right here way that's part of them right there.
Mule what?
Chain to get a mule with. See that right there?
Yeah.
That used to be a part of the chain. Yeah, put the gears, we go in there and catch them, bring them over there and put the gears on them, they go hook them to where they want to go work with.
Okay. Now what's that wagon back there?
That's the thing we started hauling corn out the field and the wood to the yard with the mule.
Okay.
And this young corn house used to have to break the corn out the field, put it on the wagon and bring it down and unload it and all that type of stuff. We used to have to get the grit. Come here on Saturday morning, shell corn to get the grit. Cat down to the mill and the man grind grits for us. We had to give me a, come on over, come around now. We used to pile all back in that corn to that point you can stack it. Before we
Okay.
had all kind of corn back there.
Let me step in a little.
And had corn, had the white corn over here and the yellow corn over there, so we had to decide for grits. You had to come in and wind up and shell it, chuck it, get the grits off and cat to the mill, grind the grits. Had the hay up there for the mule and the cows and all that type of stuff. Yeah. This young another shed down there for the put corn. And that's one shed bought your daddy used to park his corn.
Who that? Manny Jamison?
Manny Jr.
Manny Jr.
He used to park his car into this shed and that and over there used to be his car shed.
What kind of car he had?
The old 64 Chevrolet. I meant 54 Chevrolet.
54?
Yeah. But he got mad one time with Daddy bought for him, said, look, there's a little like brown chicken noodle.
Look like what?
He called it a brown chicken noodle when he got it. Yeah, he used to have his car. Parked his car in here. Daddy put his over there. Man.
This old wood pile now, huh?
Yeah, I got a lawnmower stacked down there.
Okay.
I used to build cabinets on this shed too.
This is where you first started out with your carpentry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in a long time ago. I used to sit out there at night, build cabinets. That's why I had that service pole put in there so I can pull the cords across over there for the shed. See that service pole right there?
Circle right there?
Yeah. That's the power. I used to get power out there and cut lumber with.
How long that's been there?
Long time, at least 20 years, about 25.
And you put that up yourself?
Yeah. I'm at 25, close to 25, 26 years.
A lot of history. And what about these cars?
Well, all them there was dad on cars.
You,
That gray one there was the last one they drove.
okay.
They're all just sitting there now. For the junk pile, I reckon. I don't know.
Okay.
Down.
This used to be what?
Because Dad's tractor. Dad's tractor. That's how I front the left side drives, driving that tractor.
Oh, okay.
Dad just set us back there in the field and that thing run all day and had it at night.
Okay.
All them old plows under there, and mill busters to hide the, when they on the background, the mules and all that type of stuff. Oh, I'm just put the hemp in this boy and kind of feed the mules and cows in the winter time. Life was spent right around here on the circle doing something.
And what used to go up here?
Hey, used to put hemp down for the mule and the cow.
You just throw it down for them?
Yeah, we had to go up there every evening and every morning throw down some of them. Put cows in the pasture and milk the cows, run back and feed the hog, get ready for school, and all that type of stuff.
Okay. And what about that old trailer there?
That's just the old trail Jones had bought from somebody and put on there. You used to have an old pickup on there, used to haul the back room, clean all that junk out from under there.
Okay.
Like, that's in Warren.
What, used to feed the cows?
No, that used to be a syrup kettle. Used to grind the cane to cook syrup in that thing.
For what? For candy cane? For cotton?
No, syrup.
Syrup?
Yeah, it's regular, old homemade syrup.
Okay.
We used to grind it.
Grind it by hand?
No, we grind it with a mill like that thing on that shit now.
Okay.
See right there? Come on, let me show you. Got two big iron wheels to stick in through. The mules turn the thing around. Just how the thing fit right on top of that. The mules go round and round and stick the cane right through him. Stick the cane through the hole right there.
Let me get a better look at it.
Doing like this. You take a sticker cane, stock cane, and stick it through there.
Okay.
And wheels catch and mash it. And then the juice run out on the barrel.
In that barrel that you just showed me?
No, in a regular 55-gallon barrel, wooden barrel.
Uh-huh.
Sit right down here up under there. And you see that little trench right there?
Uh-huh.
So when that wheel mash the juice out of the cane, they pull back out down in the barrel. And you catch it and you dip it out of there and you pour it in that thing yonder and put the fire in there, cook syrup, make syrup out of it.
Oh, okay.
And then you get a little whole cake of bread and mama cooked whole cake, you go in there, get whole cake and syrup.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Right there?
No, you see that crooked post?
But yeah.
That's an iron down on the other end, that, about midway that pole. And it sit on top of that thing up yonder, sit right down there. And the mules go right around with it and turn the wheels, make the cane, grind the cane.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't nothing easier, everything you done, you had to take the long way around.
Oh, okay. I see.
The mule be tired and and you be give out and everything else. You be too tired to eat syrup. That's the one.
This the back porch. Didn't he used to sit back here a lot?
Yeah, right down the step.
Okay. Right by that window?
Yeah, right there by that bounce.
Okay.
I mean, they don't spend a lot of time back here, boy. Sure messed out, man.
Yeah. Now, did a tornado come through and mess this part of the house?
Oh, yeah. There used to be an old, big old lot of more rooms, about 7 more rooms out there when you went down there about this smokehouse.
Okay.
Kitchen used to sit over there.
Well, what happened to it?
They tore it off.
Tornado?
No, they remodeled it and tore it off.
Okay.
That house was about as big as it was again back then. Right there.
Okay.
In the last years, me and Pappy spent a lot of time together, boy, back in there. And he told me some things he ain't never told nobody else.
Anything you like to share?
Huh?
Anything you like to share, he told you?
No. Yeah, there's more or less was a secret. I was supposed to keep it.
Okay. Don't want to violate that.
Yeah. I promised him I was going to keep it, so I guess I will.
Uncle Big?
Yeah, I built that ramp that one time when Sally fell and broke a leg. I had to double ramp so I can get her in and out the house. But it's rotting it down. Bounced off, but kids swinging on, had it down. Gotta put some more rail around it.
Okay.
It might not look so good, but it done the work. Done the job.
Okay. What kind of tree that is over there?
Some type of flower bush. I don't know. It's there when we come move here, when. Let's get some age on it then.
What about this oak tree? This oak tree pretty big here, huh? Got a lot of age to it.
Bill said he cut that down when he was a little boy, and that's been old.
Which one?
He was old. He's about 80 something when he died. So I guess that tree a little over 100 years old.
What, this one here?
Yeah. Most of them around here is over 100.
Okay.
I guess that there's somewhere around 120, 130 years old, something like that.
Okay.
And Dad said he used to play around there with Grandma. His mom used to come out there and wash with the people that live here. Yeah, he used to tote chips to the wash pot, Dad, he told me. You know. He said while his mom was washing, him and Sean used to play around this tree. The grandma, his mom got ready for her to tote more chips to the wash pot. George, don't put them things on that car, you scratch.
Known for programming the percussion, bass lines, etc. Check me out and I'll bet ya. The one that claims he's the best can't get ya. Beat like I catch it cause it's downright wretched. Put it through the S950, then stretch it. To create the great type of shit to fit. My reputation's full-fledged, yo. Dip the lip, I'm about to set it on society. Watch me while I do it. My man, I've been through it and don't know many who it. Be able to survive after things that I've gone through. The born truth and living though I'm driven by everything real and I know how to deal. You think I'm lying this? The mad scientist. I'll never die in this. The mad scientist. You can't try and ditch the mad scientist. Or ever find Chris, the mad scientist. Yeah. Yeah. Put in a cell, living in hip-hop hell so far in my career. But I'm still here to organize for your eyes and drop science on your ear. A strong black rebel who loves the track level, kind of loud, so turn it up so I can find a crowd to rock and now concoct something ill for real. Coming to my laboratory where you can't stand still and the funk keeps banging. All my peeps hanging on the block, this one's for you. It's time to rock on a higher plateau. And I'll supply a fast show wherever I go. Yo, you can't front on fake or even trying this. Your man lost, Professor Mad Scientist.
This is a documentary of the Bryant Jamison family. And we have who here? What's your name?
Mary Oline Ankrum.
Okay. And where were you born at?
In Colleton County.
Okay. Were you born in a hospital or in a home?
In a home.
In a home. And when were you born? What's your birthday?
August 4th, 35.
1935.
Mom, when's my birthday?
Okay. Is there what was the one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you?
Oh, I can't think of nothing right now. I know something funny has happened.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I can skip to the next question. What about what's one of the most frightening or scariest thing that ever happened to you?
Oh, I've had some frightening days too. It's probably whenever I saw my husband dying. That was probably the frightest thing that ever happened to me.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on that or not? It's your choice. You can go into detail if you want.
Well, as I know, I didn't know what was happening to him. He was in the room, and I was in the living room, and I heard his noise. When I went back there, he was like making noise like he was gasping for breath. But I called, and I shook him. I called my daughter and all, and he never did respond. So at that time, I knew he was dying.
And what was his name?
Sidney Ankrum.
Okay. And what did he die of?
Heart.
Heart
He had a heart
attack.
attack. Heart trouble. High blood pressure.
Okay. That would be pretty frightening.
Yeah.
What about your childhood days? Tell me something about your childhood days that you like to let everyone know.
I had a nice childhood day, real good. As usual, I was raised on the farm, and
Okay.
we had to work on the farm. But other than that, we had a nice time. We had just about anything we wanted that you could get at that particular time. As usual, well, had more now than we got now, than children have now.
Okay.
Because the days now, the children, I don't know, they get too much.
They get too much.
Too much of everything. And don't know how to take care of it, don't know what to do, but get in trouble with it. But hardly I never have been in trouble my whole life.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Had a good life.
Well, what about school? How was school like?
School was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you grow up through segregation or anything?
No.
Okay, so that all had passed by while you were in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was all black school.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, what's your mother and father's name?
My mother is Idella Bryant Crosby.
Okay.
And my father was Willie Crosby.
Okay. Could you describe first your father to everyone? Tell us how he was like to you in your own words.
He was a nice father. He died when I was 17, but from then until there, he was good. I never had seen he or my mother fight. Well, tongue and teeth have fallen out, but like, I never even see them in a stiff argument, you know.
Okay.
So to me, he was nice to my sisters and brothers, and also to my mother.
Okay. And what about your mother?
Well, she's always been nice to me and still is, thanks to Lord.
Okay. Okay.
She was a good mother.
Okay, good. She ever gave you much spankings or discipline?
Well, not too many, but every child has to have one, or needs it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what she left off, well, I guess I could have taken some more, but she was just, I don't know, maybe by me being the first child, like some people.
Okay, are you
and the oldest grand.
Okay. You the oldest out of everyone.
Oldest of all.
Okay, good. Okay. What, do you mind stating your age or not?
I'm 60.
You're 60.
I'll be 61 in August.
That's good.
Okay. My daddy, I only remember him giving me one beating.
Okay. And what was that for?
We used to love, we was on the farm, and we loved to get on the back of the wagon and ride to the road, what we call it the big road, and walk back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a mule you call Big One, and he had a habit of, when he pull off, he wouldn't pull off, he snatch off. And I had my brother Willie Jr. on the back of the wagon, and that was his only son. He wanted so bad. He had 3 girls, and he only got the son. He said, I had him sitting on the back of the wagon. He said, wait now, he said, y'all wait, I come back from taking that William home, then y'all can ride to the road when I go to put the mules up. Instead of me going on about my business, I'm standing there holding, thought I had him, sitting on the back tail of the wagon. And this time the mule snatched off. When the mule snatched off, Willie Judy hit the ground. And Willie Judy hit the ground, he grabbed me. And that's the only beating I remember getting.
Wow.
And my mama, doctor, brother, oh, he laughed. His name was Buck John. He laughed. Oh, only your daddy gave you some good old hot peas, right? He was just jumping up and down. And whenever time come, when he went carry that William home and come back to carry the mule, I didn't want to go in. I didn't want to ride no more in the back of the wagon.
Oh man.
Oh, but that's the only time I remember him.
Okay.
Recall, getting a beat from him. But I've got quite a few from Mom, but not a whole lot.
Okay. Well, out of your whole entire life, 60 years, is there anything that you regret?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't think of anything.
That you regret.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. What was the best thing that ever happened to you then?
Yeah, what was that? I still can't think of nothing of that. What happened to me? It was real good.
Look, let's get out of here.
One of the best.
It was good whenever me and my husband struggled and got up and bought us a home. That was real nice.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
Okay. That's a good thing. I haven't reached that status yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I was happy to do that.
Okay.
That was enjoyable.
Now, for the grandchildren and nieces and cousins who may never get to meet all their family. Do you have anything to say that how you would like them to know you, or something about yourself, or some advice that you like to give to them, to talk to the younger generation?
Well, let me see. The ones
That probably will never get to
will
meet
never
you.
get to see me. Well, they probably, yeah, it could be a whole lot, probably would never get to see me, but I wish it was possible that everybody could see everybody, you know, and get to know everybody, but
Right.
it probably will be, it won't be possible. But anyway, I would like for them to solve maybe, I don't think I'm a bad person, I'm a good person, and to my opinion, I
Right.
try to do the right thing and try to treat everybody like I would wish to be treated.
Right.
And I just wish they would like maybe kind of follow in my footsteps.
Well, that's
Maybe not in all ways, but in the best ways.
okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, Aunt Olene, I thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Also, you caught me off surprise.
well, thanks for you did good.
Okay, okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi,
And what is your full name?
Mary Bertha Bryant Coker.
Okay. And when and where were you born?
I was born in South Carolina. Don't know exactly the city.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What year? If you mind. If not, you can pass.
No, I was just
Pass on that.
pass it over.
Okay. Okay. What was your husband's name?
Frank.
Or what is your husband's name?
Frank
Okay.
Coker.
And could you describe him to everyone?
Yes, he's a tall gentleman,
Okay.
minister,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
brown skin, slim built.
Okay. How is he as a person to you?
He's fine.
Okay. Okay. What was one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you in your life?
Yes, I don't know the most funniest thing. I can't really think right now.
Okay. We could come back to that question. Well, what about the most frightening thing that ever happened to you?
Well, my son, James, baby son,
Okay.
almost lost his life.
Okay. When was that?
That was in the year of 66, I believe, 1966.
Okay. And how did that happen?
I really don't know. He taken ill on a Sunday night, somewhere between bedtime and 7 o'clock Monday morning. And I had called the doctor, he thought he had asthma, but it turned out it was something that really took he had to have a trach.
Okay.
So he had to have that immediately. Stop breathing, but they revived him.
And how old was he at that time?
6 years old.
6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know you were pretty scared at that time.
Yes, I was very frightened.
Okay. And James is your oldest child?
My baby son.
He's your baby son. How many children do you have?
5.
And their names?
Franklin, Johnny, Joseph, James, Joyce.
Okay. Okay, and what about your childhood days? Can you describe that to us? How was it like growing up as a child?
Well, I think as a small child, I believe it was happy. As an older child, my father remarried, and it wasn't quite so happy.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Anything else that you'd like to elaborate on that?
No, that's about it.
Okay. And what was your mother and father's name?
My mother's name was Mary Hennessy Bryant. My father was Reverend Isaac J. Bryant. Of course, he's late for both of them.
Okay. And could you describe your father to us, how he was as a person to you, and or as you see it?
Well, I saw him as a very strict father.
Strict?
Yes.
Okay.
Wanted the best for his children. Not allowing them to go out with all type of people. Didn't feel like they should go out alone. he did his best to protect her.
Okay. Did he ever spank you or discipline you?
I remember my father beating me once.
And what was that for?
And he didn't really beat me, but he had called me and I went back to sleep. And he came, but he really pretended to more than me.
Okay. And what about your mother? How, can you describe her to us?
Well, my mother, I don't really remember so good. She died when I was younger.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Okay.
But I don't remember just saying, I don't know. All I remember, she was a good mother.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is there anything that out of your whole entire life that you've done that you may have regret, or something that you didn't do that you may have regret?
Well, anything that I've done that caused sin, of course, I would regret that.
Okay. That's a good answer.
And anything that I regret not doing it, I think really there were some things with the children. I felt like maybe if I had went to Bible school along with them rather than send them, I always think about that.
Okay.
Because I didn't go because I was embarrassed because I didn't know the Bible as well as I thought I should know it.
Okay.
So this way I sent them rather than going with them.
Okay. Okay. What about the best thing that ever happened to you that you can remember?
I found the Lord, my personal Savior.
Oh, you remember what day of the week that was?
That was on a Wednesday.
Okay.
In August.
Oh, okay.
Between the 3rd and 4th Sunday. But I don't know the date.
You don't know the date. Okay. Well, for the generation to come who might not get to meet all of their family, who might not get to meet you, is there anything that you would like to let them know about yourself, and or any advice that you'd like to give them as a person growing up, because they'll be growing up in a different time?
Yes. As a person, I really feel sorry for them because the world is getting weaker. My best advice to them is to seek the Lord first in their life and let the Lord guide and lead them every day if it's possible.
Okay.
Lean and depend upon Him.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
And what is your name?
Frank Koga. Robert Frank Koga.
Frank Koga. Okay, and when and where were you born?
I'm born in Dorchester County.
That's Charleston, isn't it?
No, that's on St. George.
Okay. When was that?
That was 1st, 23.
Okay. Okay. And what is your wife's name?
Mary. Bryant, before she married me. She's Koga now.
Okay. And could you describe her to us as best as you can?
Well, she's my wife. She's my friend, my girlfriend.
Okay.
Okay. She's married now for 46 years.
Okay. 46? Wow. How did you guys meet?
Well, she often said a girlfriend of mine introduced me to her.
Okay.
But I met her, she was smaller than I was and younger than I was. So
Okay.
I met her in Philadelphia in 45, I think, 46.
Okay.
And we corresponded for a couple of years. And then we got married.
Okay. Okay. What about the funniest things what's one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you?
Oh, funny things. I really don't remember too many funny things, but
Okay.
I can remember the bad things most.
Okay. Well, what's one of the most frightening thing that ever happened to you?
Well, I was frightened twice. I was just about to lose the son once.
Okay.
And I wouldn't tell my wife until the next day. But I told my God about it, and he
Right.
brought him back and kept him.
Okay.
He's doing all wrong now.
Okay.
And then I thought I was going to lose the wife once.
Really?
It was kind of frightening.
Could you?
But I told God about it and survived her and brought her through.
Okay. Now, what happened to your son that you?
Well, the doctors never really told me his throat started to swell him up.
Okay.
And I was working out of town and she gave me a call. Sounded like he had asthma when I left. He never had it, but
Right.
I checked with it. She said he's no good. I said, call the doctor. And I called back. She said, the doctor told me to bring him in. Right. I had about 30 minutes work before I could leave him.
Uh-huh.
But when I left, I got out. I had a brand new car, and I hit the expressway. And I did around 100 to 105 miles till I got there. And they was waiting for me to sign the paper. They
To operate?
and put a trick on him. And he survived. And about 30 minutes later, he stopped breathing.
Okay. So you couldn't leave work until 30 minutes?
I could have left, but it was my job. I was subcontracting.
Right, okay.
So I told her, I said, get someone to take him there.
Okay.
And I'll be there as quick as possible.
Okay.
The minute the seal, I cut off. I never was stopped by a cop or nothing. I put my flashes on and accelerated to the floor.
Okay.
There's the expressway there, and I pull off of that, and I pull in the house, and neighbor across the street said someone just took him about 5 minutes ago. So I wheeled around and hit the drive, and I went to the hospital that I went to.
Okay.
And I got there, and they waited for me to go down and sign the. So I went down and I signed it. She picked up the phone and said, Mr. Coley, sign it. So when I got up there, they had already did it. But about 30 minutes later, he stopped breathing, and he was talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, they come and told me that he stopped breathing. So he went and take care of him, so I hold up my hand to the Lord and said, well, I asked you you give him to him, I asked you to keep him. Give me protection to raise him.
Okay.
I came on out, feel the presence of the Lord.
Okay.
Came on out, he said everything is all right. So went down, we go down.
If you can put it on pause for a minute, the telephone's for you ringing.
That's good. Okay, now, is there anything else that you'd like to say about the incident with your son?
No, I think that fulfilled it. And I went home, I took the wife home. I wouldn't tell her about it, but after she went to sleep, I got up and went back to the hospital.
Okay, just make sure everything was okay.
And I came back that morning and made breakfast and took her back there, and he still was alive.
Okay.
They kept him on a nurse around the clock on him for 5 days.
Okay.
And he came out all right. He got smart enough he could put his hand on that thing and talk.
Okay.
He always on the phone. He was 6 years old.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came out and was one among the smartest one we had so far.
Okay.
I did that.
Well, that's good. And what about your wife? You said that there was another time that you were scared.
Well, when she had the third son, she fell and we tell the doctor about it. And I told her. So the doctor said to stand up front right afterwards. During the time, we took her out of the hospital and had to take her back. But he said he didn't know what to look for. He don't think the medical technique would have took it. And she'd have been gone.
Right.
But I figured that the power of God and the Spirit of the Lord was moving in that direction at the times. I give him all the praise and thanks.
Oh, that's good. He's always the one to count on. Okay. Now, what about your childhood days? Could you just tell us about that? How it was growing up?
often said that I don't like to go back that far because I had a hard time.
Really?
Yeah. My dad took sick when I was 6 years old,
Okay.
and I had to take his job flying a mule.
Wow. Wow.
And he often teased me that I was lazy and they didn't want to do this and that. But I said he didn't start to work as early as I did.
Okay.
My arms would get tired, you know, steering a mule, horse.
Right.
That 3-year-old mule up and down. And the mule got contrary, I couldn't get him back, you know.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of hard for me at that time, but I overcome that. And I stayed small for quite a few years.
Okay. Because of that.
Then from 15 to 17, I was from 110 in those 2 years, and I got 17, I was weighing 190 some pounds, and I raised up to 218 in my height. So
Okay.
I got 6'3" at 18 years old. I went to service for a short while, and off I come. They didn't keep me because they had too many dependents at the time. My dad had passed. I didn't have, they didn't want to put out the money for all the dependents, so they gave me a discharge at Columbia, and then I left there. I had went to Philadelphia before that, but I came back.
Okay.
And left my draft over here. I came back one day.
Okay.
I went back to Philadelphia. I was there ever since.
Okay.
But in childhood days, I don't like to even go back that far. I grew up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your mother and father's name?
My mother was Amanda Tuma before she married my father.
Okay.
Amanda Koga, and my dad named Ella John Koga.
Okay. Could you describe your father to us?
Father was about my height and not quite as heavy as I am. He weighed about 169 was his top. He was a little higher than that, but and he's 6'3", just as I am. I'm 6'3" ¼
Okay.
So he did a little bit of everything. Farm, he worked the sawmill, preached a little bit.
Okay.
But he had a very short life.
All right.
47 years old, he went on to go to race.
Okay.
Had 10 other kids.
10, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
All of them now. 3 of them passed, and the rest of them are here.
Okay. What about your mother?
Mother, she died at 67. She stayed single, I think, for about 7 years. And she got married to another gent. And he passed on and went to glory. So 2 years after that, she passed on. It's a rugged life, but the Lord was blessed and kept all of us together as long as went on.
That's good. Okay. Is there anything that happened to you in your life that you may regret, or anything that you didn't do or did or that you may regret?
Well, I think the most thing I did do when God called me to preach the gospel, and I refused for long until He let me know who was the master.
Okay.
I never wanted to go blind, but I was right at the edge of it.
Okay.
And when I commit myself to Him, I went direct to the doctor, took care of it, and come back. So from that day to this one, I haven't changed the glasses.
Okay.
So everything had worked out all right, but that's being in my hands, I wouldn't do, so it wouldn't work. But in God's hands, He made it possible.
Made it possible. Okay. What was the best thing that ever happened to you?
Well, I guess the best thing I can say when I got married to my wife and raised the kids, and
and we was able to get them the things they want in life, the schooling that they wanted to go through in life. So we went up, how is this going to happen? So, well, Lord, you make a way. And then that time I was working, plus I had a little business on the side.
Okay.
And just like miracles was happening.
Okay.
People called me, and I made money just like hand over head for a while. Until I was over with, and after that was over with, then
it just smoothed out.
It kind of smoothed out again.
Okay. Well, for the generation that is yet to come and who may never ever get to meet you, and is there anything that you like to say to tell them about yourself, and is there any advice that you would like to give them, because they'll be growing up in a different time?
Well, all I could say is let go and let God take care of the life. And if you do that, He would lead you and direct you in the place to go. Don't worry about sinning. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But He is a gracious and a forgiving God. He would allow you to fall and He'll be able to pick you up. That's my testimony. I know God is able. I know, as the sermon said, that He brought me up out of a harvest pit, put my feet up on a solid rock, established my going, put a new song in my mouth. So that's my testimony. I know where I came, where I was, and I know where I'm at, and I know who brought me from where I am up until this time.
Okay. That's beautiful. Well, Uncle Frank, I thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Continue on and hope you can take some of the hints that I give out, because His gracious power in this done. When I tried to do it myself, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
When I let go and let God, man, the miracles performed. The thing, I was in the places and in position I never looked to be.
Right.
I thought he was looking for somebody else, but God just picked me up. Then you get close enough to Him, He'll show it to you in a dream.
Right.
Where you at? You wouldn't have no idea you were going to get up where you at. Those are the things that God can do for you.
Okay.
Now, I got old and in my age, go to the doctor, he can't find nothing wrong with me. I can get up and I still could stand up or sit back and put my foot behind my head if I want. You just have America, man. Your bones haven't stuck together, so you don't worry about it. They ain't hurting. So don't worry about it. But that's life, and I thank God for it. I don't live no longer. I can thank Him for the things that He did for me. In my early days, in my later days. My father took sick. I had to stop school, but God have allowed me to go to seminaries at night and work in the day. Do a little job on the side to make some extra money. Full-time job, 2 places, plus going to school. But He's able to take care of the things that He wants you to do those things.
Well, that's good. Well, okay. Well, thanks for your time. And I appreciate it. Okay, bye.
So,
Grandma?
Hey, Will.
And what is your full name?
Oh, my full name is Idella Bryant, Crosby, Jamison.
Okay, when and where were you born?
Well, I was born in Colleton.
In Colleton Hospital or?
Oh, at home.
At home?
At home.
Okay, and what year was this?
Oh, this was 1917.
Whoa, and what's your birthday?
Oh, my birthday is March 9th. March 9th, 1917.
Okay, and what was your husband's name?
Oh, my husband named Willie Crosby and Boris Jamison.
Okay, could you describe Willie Crosby to everyone?
He was a very nice looking man.
Okay, what about, how was he as a person?
Oh, he was very nice. Sweet.
Could you elaborate?
Oh, boy.
Crosby, you was telling me about him. Could you elaborate on how was he as a person?
Very gentle person, very nice.
Okay, he was always nice to you.
Always.
Did he argue or?
Never have.
Never argue.
Never have.
Okay. Even when you got him upset.
Never have.
Okay.
We wouldn't talk to him. We wouldn't know him arguing.
Well, when he get upset, how would he act?
Just walk out.
He just walk away from you. Okay. And what about disciplining his children? How was he about that?
No, not at all.
He wouldn't touch him?
No, maybe sometime.
Okay.
If you get in, he would.
Now, I've heard rumors that he wouldn't let the men go in the kitchen to do.
No, you talking about my second husband.
Okay.
You asked me about Willie Crosby.
Okay.
So who do you want, Willie or Boss?
Willie. I got the wrong husband.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Willie Crosby. How was he about going into the kitchen?
Not anything. He just loved the kitchen himself.
Okay, good. What was some of his favorite foods?
Don't know it.
Don't know it? Okay. The hard-working man, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your second husband. What was his name?
Father Jamison.
And could you describe him?
Very fine boy, man.
Okay. Was he how did he treat you?
Fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he get upset at all? How did he, when he get upset, how did he act?
Walk out.
He just walk out?
Yeah.
Well, you was just lucky, wasn't you?
Very lucky. Neither one wasn't no pussy people, man.
Okay. Good. So,
very lucky.
Very, very lucky. So
I'm lucky because didn't live long.
Okay. Now how was he about the kitchen? Now?
Oh well, he said he didn't like gentlemen in his kitchen. He loved ladies in his kitchen.
Okay, so he would forbid the young.
He didn't forbid them, but he said that.
He said that. Okay.
He didn't like men in his kitchen.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's good. What else?
Now, tell me about one of the most frightening things that ever happened to you.
Can't even remember anything.
Can't remember anything?
Nothing.
Not even a lightning storm or anything?
Nothing.
Okay. How about Uncle Isaac? You have any scary moments with him?
No.
None at all. Uncle Willie?
No.
Okay. Well, tell me about something about your childhood days.
Nothing.
Could you describe that to me? How was it growing up?
Can't remember nothing.
Can't remember nothing, huh? Oh, Grandma, you can't.
No, I remember when William Jones was born.
Okay. And describe. Could you describe how that was then?
Oh, he was just, I can't tell you that. Don't remember.
You don't remember?
Don't remember.
Okay. They said his mother had a nervous breakdown. Was that true?
Oh, no.
His mother.
That wasn't him.
That wasn't Wayne Jamison?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay. Well, good.
I don't know who it was.
Did you know who it was?
I don't know who it was.
Might have been Wayne, huh?
I don't know.
They said that Wayne Jamison was a fine fella.
Yeah.
They say he's a fine fella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can't remember anything about your childhood days.
No.
Well, what was your mother and father's name?
Oh, almost forgot.
Almost forgotten? Mm-hmm. Almost was your mother's name and forgotten was your father?
What else?
Okay,
I had 8 children.
You had 8 children?
I had 5 girls and 3 boys.
5 girls. What was their name?
Oh, I've forgotten.
You forgotten your children's name?
Mm-hmm.
Grandma, how old are you?
I'm 79.
79.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You forget all those things.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us about your parents? They say you have a little Indian in your blood. Is that correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know what tribe?
No.
Okay. Well, if you don't know, I can't make you know now, can I?
Right.
Okay. You do know my name, don't you?
Is it Wayne?
It's Wayne now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just to making sure we there.
I didn't say something else about me. You better call me like that.
Okay. Well, I got that pause button right in my hand. But is there anything that you ever regret in life? Nothing that you ever regret. Well, that's good.
Wonderful.
Well, what's one of the most best thing that ever happened to you.
I was born.
You was born. That was good. When you woke up, you was like, boy, this is the best thing that happened to me.
I don't know.
Well, that's good. Okay, now for the grandchildren who probably will never get to meet you, the ones 20, 30, 40 years down the road, what would you like to say to them that they can remember you by? What would you like to say to them for advice?
Not anything.
Not anything? Don't want to tell them to be good children? Nothing, huh?
That's something I ain't know what I'm about. And we'll never know.
Okay. Well, Grandmama, I thank you for your time.
Oh, okay. Thank you, darling.
Okay, bye. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. And what is your full name?
My name is Rebecca Valeria Bryant Buckley.
Okay. Brian Buckley. And when were you born?
I passed on that way.
Okay.
Some years back.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Smokes, South Carolina.
In a hospital or
No,
in a home?
think probably in a home.
Okay. And what's your husband's name?
Well, I am now divorced, but my husband's name was Preston
Okay.
Edward Buckley.
Okay.
But we're divorced now.
Would you like to describe him to camera?
No, he was a funny guy.
He was funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
About my height, a little taller than I.
Okay.
About my complexion.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on the divorce or anything?
No, we just couldn't make it. That's all.
Okay.
So we decided best thing is separate. If you can't make it, you can't make it.
That's right. Now, let's talk about some funny things. What was the most funniest
Funny
thing?
things, I can't think of nothing too funny.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know once I was sound asleep and my father was very, very funny guy.
Okay.
And if you fell asleep, he always tell you to go to bed, but if you fell asleep, you wake up with a mouthful of something. And one night, I was sound asleep with my mouth open. And when I knew anything, I was waking and I was spitting raw onions.
You said.
Food, look at the camera.
Say what up, boo.
Food, look at the camera.
How you doing, Uncle Isaac?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Could you state your full name for everyone?
Isaac Jacob Crosby.
Okay. Could you tell me when were you born?
May 27, 1950.
1950?
That's right.
And that makes you how old?
46.
Okay. And where were you born at?
Oh, Kaufman County, Rick.
Okay. What's your wife's name?
Oh, Barbara Crosby.
Okay, could you tell us about her?
Well, she's a sweet person.
Okay. Had any bad times with her?
No, not really.
Okay.
When she started, her foolish that walks out, I don't hang around with it.
Okay. Is that often?
No, not often.
Okay. Okay. All right, let me ask you a question. What was one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you?
That I knew. I was loading the lawnmower one day, and I had it on a piece of plywood. Going up in the truck, when I went up in the truck, the plywood popped, and the lawnmower came back with them on top of it.
Really?
Right.
Did you get hurt?
Didn't get hurt.
The lawnmower actually fell on top of you?
It fell on top of it. It was still running.
That was actually dangerous too.
Right.
Ooh-wee. You know I'm a safety professional, so I would have had to write you up for that. Okay. What's one of the most scariest things that ever happened to you?
Well, one night about 12 o'clock, I was riding along, hit a puddle of water, and the car turned around the road, but didn't turn over.
Okay.
Got up and took airborne, turned around and headed back the other way.
Really?
That's right. I never tell nobody about that, though.
How fast were you going?
Oh, about 70.
Ooh, where you at if you want
I want to see a girl.
to? Okay, this must have been way back in your heyday then.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay. Now I also remember a time when you had swallowed gasoline or something like that.
You're right.
Tell us about that.
Oh, I was sopping gas out the car and got a mouthful of it, and it just went down, and I had a time. I thought I was going to leave it. That took my breath.
Really?
That was a scary time, too.
Really?
Right.
How
I had to drink about a half a gallon of milk.
the kind of
Get rid
combo?
of it, yeah.
Did you have to go to the hospital at all?
I called the doctor. He told me to drink about a half a gallon of milk.
Huh.
So I can drink.
How was you feeling? I mean, what was that like?
Terrible.
Really? You thought you was gonna die?
Until that happened.
Okay. Okay. Could you talk about your childhood days and tell me how that was?
Yeah.
When growing up as a
My
child.
childhood days, I used to love hurt hunting birds, ride bicycles, and
Okay.
fish. About all.
Okay. Well, I mean, now what was it like as far as schools? Was it segregated, or I mean, did you experience racism or anything? Okay.
During that time, it was nothing black.
Nothing but black people. Okay. You went to an all black school.
All black school.
Okay. All right. Well, in your childhood days, have you ever seen Ku Klux Klans? All right. I mean.
No, I never see any.
Okay.
On TV.
Only on TV.
That's all.
Okay. What was your mother and father's name?
Idella and Willie.
Okay. And could you first tell us about your mother? Describe us to her.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. She's about my complexion. Kind of starved right now. My father, I don't remember him.
Really?
He passed when I was 2.
You were 2 years old?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Who were you raised by?
My mother.
Okay. Okay. So, is there anything that ever happened to you in your life that you regret?
No, not really.
Okay. That's good then. It's real good. What's one of the best things that ever happened to you?
Well, the best thing, I believe Dale got married.
Really?
That's right.
Well, that's good. That's a sweet thing. You see, you could tell you've been married for a while. You know what to say.
Amen.
Okay. Now, you also are born again Christian, aren't you?
That's right.
How was that? I mean, could you describe that?
That was a good feeling, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was, seemed like I was about 12 feet tall when that happened.
Really? Could you take me through it, you know, and describe how that, the whole...
It's a feeling you can't, it's hard to describe.
Were you at work or home?
I
Or?
was right here.
Okay, you just...
In my bathroom I'm at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
On Thursday.
You was asleep?
Yeah, yes, I was asleep at the time.
And
The Spirit woke me up.
Don't tip on that
Okay.
just over there.
and it just caught a hold of you, huh?
Caught a hold of it.
Okay. Okay, what's one of the worst things that ever happened to you in your life?
Well, let me see. Probably the day I smelled that gas.
Really?
That was the worst.
Really? Okay. Okay. Now, for all the children and grandchildren that may never get to meet you, your grand cousins that may never get to meet you, do you have any advice or any words to say to them?
Yes. The most important thing is get an education. Try to go through high school and college. And try to stay out the street with the drugs and alcohol and stuff because that will ruin your life. And look to God. Try to find God in the early life.
Okay.
You have to do it.
Okay. Okay. And now for the children, also these children who may not know you, what are some things or some words that you like to say to them that you would like to be remembered by, or how would you like for them to remember you?
They remember me as a builder. I love to work with my hands and do carpenter work.
Okay.
We passed by some houses up there. Remember me about to do that.
Okay. Okay, Uncle Isaac. Well, I thank you for your time, and
You're welcome.
I hope you have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
I guess you were born.
Full name?
Barbara Jean Ross Crosby,
Okay. When and where were you born?
Banbury, South Carolina. June the 9th, 1953.
Who was your husband? And tell us a little bit about him.
Isaac Crosby. What about
Was he a good man?
He'll do.
He'll do. Okay.
Describe him.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you have to. He all right. Pretty good person.
Okay.
He's tall. He's short.
He's a little short, stubby man.
He got a pot belly now, I think, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
What was one of the most funniest things that ever happened in your life?
Huh?
I don't know too much of nothing funny happened in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the most scariest or frightening thing that ever happened in your life?
And I've been in a car accident.
What happened?
The car flipped a couple of times.
Did you get hurt?
Yeah.
You had to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Where?
How was it like? What happened?
Well, everything turned out all right. I just had some bruises and a cut in my head.
Did you hit a car? Or?
No, a little young guy ran stop sign and hit me on the left side.
Okay. And I heard that you were unconscious. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Goodness.
They had to take you to the hospital?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Were you released that same day?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me something about your childhood days.
Oh, I worked from sunset to sunrise to sunset in the fields,
What doing what in the fields?
picking cotton, picking cucumbers, pulling burrs out of soybeans, all different things.
Okay. Is that where you met Uncle Isaac at?
No.
Okay. How'd you meet him? I'm just
Well,
curious.
I met him through a good friend of mine.
Okay. They said that you used to run after him. Is that true?
That's a lie. We quit.
Okay.
What was your father and mother's name?
Willie Ross and Evelyn Ross.
Describe both of them.
How you mean describing what height?
Yeah.
And how were they like as a person?
My mother is very nice, but I never knew my father that much because my father left my mother when at an early age when I was small.
Okay. Do you get to see him any now?
He's deceased.
Okay.
Name something that happened to you that you regret.
Regret? I have no regrets.
Name the best thing that ever happened to you.
My kids.
Oh, that's good. Even Tammy?
Tammy, yes.
Okay.
Even Tammy.
Even Tammy. Now, that's the one that stay on the telephone all night long, right?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that ever happened to you?
Accident.
Do you have some advice to the cousins and grandkids that?
Yeah.
The grandchildren and your grand cousins that will never get to see you down the road. What advice would you like to give to them?
Please stay off the roads and go to church and stay in school because education is the best thing they can have.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. and for them that don't know you like I know you, how would you like for them to remember you? Or how would you like for them to have known you?
Just, yes.
Yeah.
Being a little short lady, that's what it's about all the time.
Okay. Well, Barbara, I thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, and have a good evening.
Same to you.
Hi, Booby. What's your name, man?
Isaac.
Isaac. What's one of the funniest things that ever happened to you? What's the funniest things that ever happened to you? Huh? Like when you dance?
Yeah.
What's your sister name?
Tammy.
Tammy? Who's your best cousin? Say me. Say my name. Who's your best cousin?
Say.
Oh, hey, I like that. Who do you like more, me or Greg?
Hey.
Me or Greg? Which
Hey.
one? Who you like the best?
Hey.
Greg? You like him better than me, Booby?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut you off this tape. Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend, Booby?
Hey.
Oh, hey, hold up. That's my girlfriend, man. Look. Me and you gonna fight. What's her name? What's her name?
Yeah.
Sabrina?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What you enjoy doing when you come home from school?
Out.
Huh?
Going out.
Going where?
Out.
I will. He told me I will.
Okay. Oh, you like to watch TV? Or play Nintendo or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. They say you can't play Nintendo good. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back in you.
Okay. Isaac, thank you for your time. Okay, bye.
Please state your full name.
Adela. Jamison.
When and where were you born?
Carlton.
And where? In the hospital? Home?
Home, I imagine.
Okay.
First I would do.
Okay.
Who was your husband?
Willie Crosby. Crosby Jamison.
Tell us about both of them.
Oh, both of them were very nice. Willie was real nice.
Tell us a little bit about him. Tell us some.
Just describe him.
Yeah, describe.
You know.
Well, he was kind of tall and heavy.
Which one?
First one, Willie.
Okay.
Kind of tall and heavy. Dark skin, black hair.
Did he have any habits? Wore any special coats? Or had any routines that he used to always do?
Nope.
Okay.
Loved to cook and wait on me.
Okay.
Keep out, he loved to keep out.
He's a romantic guy, huh?
Huh?
He's romantic, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. He used to sing to you and stuff like that?
No, he never sang to me.
Okay. What was his profession?
Working, farming.
Farming? Okay.
He cook his breakfast.
Really?
Wake me up until my mom was ready and go to the field.
Really? Okay.
He would.
Okay.
When he come in, like when we have supper, he take the children, I take the kitchen, he take the kitchen, I take the children.
Okay, that's good. And how many children did you guys have?
We had 8.
All boys, all girls?
5 girls, 3 boys.
All right. All right. Now, would you mind talking about he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed.
Okay.
At the age of 40.
At 40. Would you mind talking about that a little? Or if you want to or not? I mean, how was that time for you? And what did he pass from?
What was wrong?
Yeah.
He had heart trouble.
Okay.
Tell us how you found him.
When I first met him?
No, when he had his heart attack.
He was in the hospital.
Okay.
I was sitting right by sitting at the foot of his bed.
Okay.
So he made his last gap. But on a Saturday before he died, he told me to call his sister. She lived in New York. And to tell him he had to go.
Really? So he kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah, he knew.
Okay. Did he say any? What was the last things he said to you?
He had to go.
Okay.
Then he went to sing, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone, all the world go free."
Okay.
The nurses running there and gave him a shot, and that was it. He went to sleep.
Okay.
When he woke up then. He woke up before he died, but he never said it.
Okay. Well, where did you guys meet at?
He first loved my sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one was this?
Listening.
Okay.
And I was a girl then.
Okay. How old were you?
Around there clean. I don't know how old I was. I wasn't too old.
Okay.
So after listening, never would talk with him. He tried to talk with him, she never talked with him. After I was 14 and about 15, he wrote me a letter. You want to talk with me?
Okay.
I was young. I just started loving him, right?
Okay.
From there.
Okay. And could you tell us about your other husband?
Very nice too.
Okay. Did he have any routines or any special ways about him, or, what profession was he in?
Farming.
Farming.
Both of them was farmers.
You had a thing for a farmer, huh?
Sure did.
Okay. Okay. So how was he?
He was nice too. Now he didn't cook for me.
He didn't.
No.
Okay.
He was good any way he could be, but he didn't cook.
Okay.
He told me this when we was courting, or whatever we call it.
Okay.
He said, "You love me. If I was sick, he'd do anything he could. If I wasn't sick, he didn't cook."
So he.
And he told me, he said, he wanted me to always give him his breakfast if he didn't eat their mouth, just so he looked at it.
Really?
That was real too.
Okay. Really?
He wanted his breakfast. Sometimes he'd eat, sometimes he wouldn't.
Okay. That's good.
How'd you meet him?
Oh, well, I met him at church. I first seen him when his wife was sick. That's the first time I seen him, but I didn't know him then. But he was so faithful with his wife. And she was passing. I said, "No, poor fella." I just lost my husband 6 months before that.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, "Poor fella, I feel so sorry for her." But then Mariah Jamison moved from Allenton up there where I was. And she was telling me about when his wife died. I said, "Oh." So one Sunday at McHugh, she said, "Oh, Father, let's meet my friend." She made us friends.
Okay. And y'all started talking ever since, huh?
Yeah, well, I was talking to another man then.
Okay.
So the time we and him got talking to my other friend, what did he say? "Are you busy?" I said, "No, not really." So I told her, "Nice meeting my middle man." He just kept coming till he started going.
Okay, good. Now he's the one that didn't like the men in the kitchen, right?
No, he didn't believe in the men in his kitchen.
Okay.
He believed when you fix it their place and give it to them.
Really?
They used to put it on the table.
Really? And what about when they're finished eating? Can they take it in the kitchen and, or did the women have to pick up the plates?
Oh, he didn't care about that.
Oh, he didn't care about that.
Okay, he just didn't believe in you in his pots. That's what he don't like.
Okay.
Like children love to go in the pots, or men love to go in the kitchen and fix the plates. He didn't like that.
Okay.
Let the women do that.
Okay.
What was one of the most funniest things that ever happened to you?
I don't even know now. I can't remember either. Don't remember.
Can't remember anything?
What about one of the most scariest or frightening things that ever happened to you?
I can't remember that either.
What about the time you went on a trip or something? You was working for this lady and Isaac got sick?
Oh.
Remember you told me that?
When he come back from the hospital?
Yeah.
That was my happiest time. That was a happy time.
No, when he went to the hospital.
When he come back.
Okay.
When he fell down, Well, that was frightening too when he broke his leg.
How do you break his leg?
The girl was pushing him on the bicycle. Her brother was pushing him. She was on the back and they fell over on his leg and broke it. That was frightening.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then when he come back, that was my happy time.
Oh, okay. Just happy to see
I
you.
was working when I got home that evening. They said, Mama, what did you say if I was going to come home? I said, ooh, I'd be so proud. And nurse called and said, when he come? She didn't then. They go out, come hopping out the kitchen now. You sure about it happy, right? Problem, I reckon.
Okay.
I don't know. I might have been, that's happy.
Okay. No, so.
When I found the Lord, that was another happy time. Now that was a happy time.
Really?
Yeah.
Describe that to us. How?
Can't describe it.
Really?
Too good to tell.
Was it at night or in the morning?
At night.
You sleeping?
At church.
Oh, you was at church. Okay.
At that time, they called them mourners, and I went to the morning meeting. And when they said get up to go, I couldn't get up. And I don't remember when I got up. All I remember, and I do remember I was falling around in somebody's arms that day.
Okay. Now, all of the frightening moments in your life, you never had any more problems with any of your children, other than
Scared?
Yeah. Have you ever been worried about any of your children?
Oh Lord.
All of them?
Man, you know you're worried about all your children.
Okay. Okay.
You're worried about your children.
Okay.
Tell me something about your childhood days.
Tell you my worst, I remember my childhood days. Me and my cousin, we loved to play together. And she asked me to go home with her. So like, Mom, she asked Mom. Mom said no. I went back out to play and she said, let's go. And Mary won't know you even going, let's go. We just went on down, I went home with her. And while listening, my sister called me, she said, I down. I answered, Mama come down with her switch, she said, all right, little lady, let's go home. Then I told you you couldn't go. I said, don't you beat her. She said, that's my child, I'll beat her if I want. So you won't beat her in my house. I said, okay. So she took me on the outside right in front of the door. And she gave me one of the worst words I ever had.
Really?
Go home. And every time she'd catch me, she'd give me another chop. I'd go back. And she beat me down all the way back home. Now that was frightening. That was the worst time because I remember.
Okay. What about going to school? How was that like?
Fine.
It was fine.